New master cylinder from Rock Auto for the J. It's there. Well, whatever. Pretty good price. Can you read that? Brake fluid. B-R-E-A-K. See the different style on the covers. This is what the original cover was like. By the way, the nuts, well, the bolts that go here and here, they're both 1/4 20s. The dome takes the longer one. That is 2 1/2, and that is 1 3/4. Some of these new master cylinders that we get, they still use 1/4 20, but the head is not 7/16, and it's metric, so you end up tripping over yourself. So I'm just buying a whole bunch of bolts to have on hand so I can switch them back. So everything's 7/16, because I'm a fuss budget. This bag of 100 pieces delivered cost me $24. So whenever I run across a master cylinder, those new ones that have the metric head with the standard thread, boop, 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 and then I can just always take them off with a 7/16. Life can be simple. What are you doing today, Bob? Well, I'm going to put that big box in that car. That's a dead giveaway to tell you what's inside of it. And there's the old. That's the reason we're replacing it. And the new. Slap this puppy in. We're going to need a few fuel line clips. So Gary Gores had them. That means Query has them. They come in 3 sizes: big, normal, small. The normal size is part 100. The big is 100A. The small 100B. And there we go. They also give you the line that goes in the stub frame forward. I'm not going to be replacing that yet. Anyway. By the way, I ended up using a big clip here. And the rest of these are normal size. Oh. This is a driver's side door panel. You might remember this bottom edge was ripped and torn and the cardboard was weak. It looked a lot like that one, only the material was torn. Look how pink that is. Anyway, I was thinking, what could I do to save this door panel? And I thought about maybe cutting a section off of that one, but the colors don't match, and so it would show up. So then I thought, well, why not just take this strip off of that door, just put it down here. It'll act like an anchor, and it almost might look like it should be there. Well, it didn't take long, and you know, there's lots of these strips around from junk doors. So here we go. It's about half an hour, and I think I've done an adequate job of saving this door panel. This is the back side of the door panel. You can see wet, weak cardboard. Nothing to work with back here. So that strip with its clips. There's one of those clips. Did a real good job, I think, of saving that door panel. Moving on. Well, I had forgotten how difficult it is to remove a 62 Grille, especially from an air-conditioned car. You've got these mounting positions, which you can only get from the back. And this thing is acting like a cheese grater on your hands. This is what you're after. I imagine installation will not rate as a real fun job either. I can tell that this grill has been out before because not all of the mounting screws were used on reassembly. Whatever. This is all in anticipation of fender removal. Well, that didn't take long. That fender is really bad up in here, and I have a better one. So, off she came. So, as far as, rust, we're real good. So yeah, we'll slap the other fender right on. Oh yeah. Eventually. Wiring diagram. Engine compartment, Chrysler. So, there's our starter relay. You looking for the ground, which is the wire S4 up, and neutral safety switch, and you can see she's looking for ground. I had a car where a previous owner had bypassed the switch, and all they did was take a wire from the ground terminal to the body, and that gave you continuous ground. The car would crank in any gear. So, the neutral safety switch. Had the doggonest time trying to test these things because I thought it was a switch. Well, it's not really a switch. What this is a spring-loaded grounding pin. See this thing right here? That's the pin I'm talking about. So this wire comes down from the starting solenoid. It's generally a brown wire. And so it's looking for ground. And so if it's a switch, well, I put an ohmmeter lead here and an ohmmeter lead here, and I get continuity. So I put the lead here, and I put it on the body, and I don't get continuity. Oh, all right. Then I push the pin in, and it doesn't act like a switch. Push the pin in, and with ohmmeter here and into the body, no change. With the ohmmeter here to the pin, no change. And that's because this thing is not a switch. This little pin rides on kind of a cam arrangement thing right in here. And when the transmission is in any gear except neutral, this pin doesn't contact anything. And so you don't have ground. Should you try to start the car in any gear besides neutral, it won't crank. And when you put the button in neutral, the car in neutral, this button will then contact that piece in there. You'll make ground, and you can crank the car. Not a switch. It's a spring-loaded grounding pin. And that's why, when I check for continuity, well, because you have continuity. It's not switching on and off. So the way these things break is that this pin can get stuck up in here, and then it won't retract, and so it won't find ground. And of course there's a spring inside of here that can break, but the same thing, that the pin gets stuck up in there. So, neutral safety switch, not really a switch. Thank you, John Grady, for setting me straight.